What up, YouTube? This your boy Download back for another reply. But before this, let's talk about something that's going on in the music industry, man. So Childish Gambino came out and said in an interview that hip-hop is done, that type of shit. And you know, the direction that he went with it, I kinda agree, even though I will never say that shit ever. What he's pretty much saying is that hip-hop is going the way of jazz and rock and roll, like they had their heyday. Then the music industry fucked them over into doing music that really they shouldn't have been doing. And that's absolutely true, because here's the reality of it, man, that eventually, when the music industry sees that these new rappers that they keep trying to push and put all this money behind it, they're not getting the money back out of it because they only put out the shittiest fucking rapper, instead of focusing on the good music, they're going to move on to the next craze and shit. But anyway, on to today's album review, and it's to that Rittz, Next to Nothing. And you know what? It's crazy how all of the dope projects just keep coming out next to each other, you dig? I mean, 3 of my most anticipated albums, man, really just came out like back-to-back type shit. And that Jeezy, and that Lecrae, and now this Rittz. And this album definitely doesn't disappoint. And even though this is his second album, which most people, when they're in the commercial industry, even though he's signed to an indie, usually there's that sophomore cost. And here's the reason why it doesn't apply to Rittz. It's because he is a seasoned rapper. Like, even before his albums, man, he's been dropping mixtape after mixtape, and he's been having like a time frame that he's been working on. See, the reason why the sophomore curse exists is because rappers spend 10 years creating one album, and then after that album drops, then they got 1 year to make the next one, in which it always comes out worse. Now, the life and times of Jolly Valiant is better than this album, but it's not the sophomore curse because that album was just that good. This album isn't bad. Like, there's a solid amount of fucking songs on here that are just good, man. I like that Explode, that Crown Royal, that Bounce, I feel is tied for the best song off of this entire project. That Living the Dream, In My Zone, and that Basket Case is what I consider to be tied for the best, especially just content-wise, dude. And that's the song of him talking about the stresses that rap brings to. Like how there's so many cheap-ass rappers out here that want to get a fucking verse from him, and he's only charging $1,000 fucking dollars, and yet they make him feel bad about that shit. And real shit, if anybody ever try to make you feel bad about you charging for some shit, man, they're not a serious fucking rapper anyway. Fuck them. You got to get what's coming to you, man, and when you're hot in the game, you cash in on that shit. Then he talks about how a lot of these rappers out here that be doing double time, they're not lyrical with that shit, man, and he's absolutely fucking right, because he's one of the few that are double time rappers, but yet he has shit to say. He got a lot of fucking good punchlines that you sit and listen to. Now, a lot of people tend to not pay attention. They just be like, oh, he's rapping fast, therefore he's fucking dope, when no. Which definitely shows on 2 songs that I definitely really liked, which was that 911 and Turning Up the Bottle. Overall, this album is definitely top 5 material for this year, dude. And it's a definite must purchase, man. I give it a 9 out of 10, man. But anyway, on to today's article from downloadpass.com, and today's article is about excuses. And here's the thing, man. When a motherfucker start making excuses and shit, they just deep down don't want to do it. And that's something that you just got to accept. Because here's the real shit. Motherfuckers be talking about how badly they want to do something, how badly they want to be in rap, but yet they always making excuses like, I just can't do it because I ain't got the opportunity, I ain't got the money. Wow. People who succeed in this shit, none of that shit matters. They just wanted it more than anybody else. They put themselves in a position and they grinded themselves up. For real, man, you can have all the excuses in the motherfucking world, man, but ultimately it all falls on you to get what you need to get done. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there, and you can go to downloadpass.com, that's down there, to read today's article.